The Patriots are bringing back Jacoby Brissett on a one-year deal worth between $8 million and $12 million. He started 2 games as a rookie after being selected in the 3rd round of the 2016 draft. And we all remember what Jacoby Brissett has done.
Blunt offset to the right, play fake by Brissett. He's going to run, get him into the 25-20, 15-10. Jacoby with a cut at the 5. Slipping ahead, diving for a touchdown. Patriots!
There we go. There's Bob Sosey and Scott Zolak there. You know, back when he was first drafted by the Patriots, there was a lot of talk about what a great leader he was.
Charlie Weiss as well. Let me tell you, this kid, from the time he was in high school, was like the Pied Piper. Going to his high school, they had several kids who were going to play Division I football, but he was the man. He was definitely the leader of the pack. In the quarterback position, I think that's a critical factor, and that's what he was.
Hey, come on, baby, follow me. I'm the Pied Piper, follow me.
That's Jack White's favorite song. So Jacoby Brissett back in a room where they absolutely just need bodies. We talked about this last week when you were out, Fred. Wallach and I had a fundamental disagreement as to what Jacoby Brissett, would bring to the team. And I'm not going to put words in your mouth, Wallach. I think he's fine. I like Jacoby Brissett. I think he is a good guy to have in the room. I don't think you win any games if Jacoby Brissett is your quarterback.
No, he's not a difference maker, but he's necessary. A, he has familiarity with Alex Van Pelt, which is probably the most important thing here. And B, he'll be a good locker room guy to tutor whatever rookie quarterback that you bring in.
Right.
It's not about winning games at this point.
Here's what's important. Yes, it's not. Thank you. It's not about winning games. Here's what's important. You sign him for this year, so you got him for a year. If you want to, if say you get Jaden Daniels and you want to rest Jane, I guess Daniels is one of the 3 that's most likely to be effective right away. But say you're under the mind, which is fine, that you want to sit the quarterback for a year, which is fine. I have no idea why anyone would have a problem with that.
That was a big deal last week, too. What do you mean? You draft the kid 3rd, you got to start him right away.
Makes no sense.
There's no reason to do that. No. And if you have Jacoby Brissett, you have a functional NFL quarterback who can start a game for you if this kid is not ready.
Right. And then when the season's over, you can walk away from him, and then you don't owe him any money. You didn't invest too much money. You didn't give up any assets for him. This is precisely... If you obviously know him, you think he's a good guy. He contributes to the culture, so it's a good signing. Good for the Patriots.
The first big signing for the Patriots yesterday was Antonio Gibson from the Commanders, running back, 25 years old, had his best year in 2021.
And people bitched about that, but all right, so you're drafting a quarterback. This is a receiver who can catch the ball out of the backfield and good.
Yes.
And you didn't give him a lot of money.
You're missing one vital stat, Fred, and I know you're very, very tuned into this. You know what he grades out well doing?
Oh, blocking.
Pass blocking.
Yeah.
Very good pass blocker, along with being a 3rd down back to give Ramondre Stevenson some rest.
Yeah, as opposed to, is Ramondre Stevenson somehow not a good blocker? Because Ramondre Stevens is huge.
No, but he can't receive on 3rd down.
Well, that's what I would think is that
thing.
he's I would think that if you're getting a young quarterback that you would want, and this guy's not making any money anyway, so there you go. So you didn't take a swing at like some idiots wanted you to get Derrick Henry or some such nonsense.
Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, whatever. It's fine.
Tony Pollard's not good. How about that?
Watch Tennessee. He's got a flounder with Tennessee.
Tony Pollard had like 1 touchdown. Believe me, he was on my fantasy team.
Okay.
It was almost weird how little he scored.
Yes.
I bet you Tony Pollard had under 5 touchdowns. 5 or under. How much you want to bet?
No bet. He had a horrible year for Dallas.
Yeah, he was not good for Dallas. I wonder if he's still considered being on Dallas. Who did Pollard sign with yesterday?
Tennessee.
All right, let me see if he's on Tennessee. Go ahead.
All right. Patriots also made some moves on defense. Former Browns reserve linebacker of a very spicy snack.
Yes,
chip type of thing.
Kids love it.
Yeah, well, we were in the Cayman Islands, and my son made me buy, didn't make me, but I had me buy him a ton of these Takis. Like we brought them in from out of the country, and then I was at CVS like a week later, and there were Taki all over the shelf.
That's right.
Oh, you moron.
They like the idea of Takis, but once they eat like 2 of them, they're like, oh, I can't have any more. Yeah, no kidding. They're inedible.
Yeah, Tony Pollard had 6 touchdowns on 252 carries.
Okay. Big re-signing for Michael Owenu.
Yes. Now, this is where you're getting into what they did right.
Yes, back on a 3-year deal, $38 million guaranteed. Now, the offensive line was an issue. Owenu was one of the players. I wouldn't call him consistently good, but certainly more reliable than anyone else they had on the line last year.
Yes,
So-
retaining your own players, your own
That's
good
the
young
most
players.
important thing. It sends
Second
a message.
contract.
It sends a message. You draft, you develop, and you re-sign. And this is a guy, not only did he resign, he was willing to do so, and the Patriots didn't have to overpay to bring him back.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That really signals a regime change. Oh, yeah, I'll come back, and you won't have to completely hit me over the head with it to do it.
Even though you have no child care and your facilities are terrible, I will come back. But see, again, if I'm a Patriots fan, I very much am enjoying the way they're handling this free agency. I hear it. It was audibly disappointing shows here at the station as nothing was coming through. And I don't know really who you expected them to bring in, what you expect them to do. I mean, you want them to go like all in on an old running back?
No, and I'm fine. And I'm happy they re-signed Hunter Henry. A 3-year deal.
Yeah,
3-year deal for Kendrick Bourne. I'm happy about both.
Well,
of those.
they obviously Kendrick Bourne for some reason wanted to come back. I don't know why, but I don't know what that speaks of his desire to win. But Kendrick Bourne wanted to come back. They obviously like Bourne and Henry. They obviously like them in the locker room. And again, they didn't have to spend a lot of money on these guys. They don't have a tight end, so good. Hunter Henry's your tight end. You didn't have to. You're not taking him with a high. You're not taking a tight end with a high pick. You're not investing a ton of money into a tight end. And if he's already around and you know him, good. Then keep him around. Build the culture.
I do think, though, they're going to take a big swing at Ridley or a wide receiver. I do think that's coming, in addition to drafting one. I think if you're going to put a kid back there behind an offensive line that at the moment is decent at best, you got to give him someone to throw the football to.
Okay, but say there's a team with a chance of winning that goes after Ridley, and you have to bid against them. Are you outbidding that team?
No, you're not spending $25 million a year on him, but you'll give him, 18, 19, 20, yes. Because he's the number one free agent wide receiver out there. You're going to have to overpay.
I wouldn't want to do that. Let a team that's needs a number 2 receiver, an elite number 2 receiver, not an elite number 1 receiver, an elite number 2 receiver, like the Jets, go out and bid on Ridley. Don't waste your time.
It's not time for that.
No,
This
I
is not the
agree.
time
I don't
for
think
it.
it's time for it.
And Devontae Parker, so long.
Yeah, he's gone. But getting back to Ridley for a second, I think it's important to give the quarterback someone. I mean, you have no idea what you're going to get out of Kendrick Bourne this coming year. And Hunter Henry, while nice in the locker room, is an okay tight end.
So what I would do is I take the quarterback at 3. I draft a receiver in the 2nd or 3rd round. I got Bourne and Henry, and I've got 2 running backs, and I'm fine. I don't need a number 1 receiver that's never going to win with this team. You bring in Ridley, he's just never going to win with this team. His contract, he's going to be an afterthought by the time this team's good.
And you have a linebacker.
Yeah,